studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy, Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports. Yeah, we're working today. It is a Wednesday, the 12th day of February for 2025. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, ready to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you're going to need here this morning. Going to be talking about the Nebraska baseball team. They're going to be opening up their season this weekend at the MLB Desert Invitational in Arizona. Nebraska will be playing 3 games this weekend. Get a couple of comments from Husker head coach Will Bolt during the show here today. The Nebraska basketball teams are going to be in action tomorrow night, both taking on Maryland. The Nebraska men will be at home. The Nebraska women will be on the road. Hastings College basketball teams will be in action tonight against the Concordia Bulldogs at Lynn Farrell Arena. We've got the Creighton men's basketball team. They were in action last night. They saw their 9-game losing streak come to an end last night. They lost to Connecticut by the score of 70-66. The Adams Central boys basketball team, they picked up a win over Minden last night. Meanwhile, the girls, they lost to Minden, turned the ball over 31 times in the ball game last night and lost to the Minden Whippets. A lot of other high school basketball to tell you about here this morning. Plus, the Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator, he is moving on. He's taking the job as the new head coach of the New Orleans Saints. So all that and more is coming up for you today on Extreme Sports as we welcome in Tyson Havronic from the Western Studios this morning. Good morning.
And good morning to you, Mike, as we roll along here on this day after Snowmageddon, as one might say. Pretty good estimate that snow emergencies might be dismissed here in the city of Hastings. Quick look at the weather report by checking out my window off here to my left-hand side, and it doesn't look like a whole lot of accumulation on the ground, and we've got schools out of session because of bitterly cold temperatures, and a lot of people getting a extra day off today here in early February. And I know we haven't had a whole lot of winter, but that's no reason to take today as a free day. Maybe a little bit premature. I think once one school says no go, then the rest of the dominoes fall, and I understand safety and all of that, but let's be real. There's not a whole lot of snow on the ground.
Yeah, I let the dog out a little while ago. There's 2 inches, maybe 2 inches in Hastings. The wind is blowing a little bit. It's cold, but yeah, we've had that before. I agree that may have jumped the gun just a little bit last night. Even when I was doing the basketball last night, there was already rumblings last night that I don't think we're going to have school tomorrow. So they knew it as of yesterday. I think they were anticipating a bigger snow event, and maybe it will come yet. I think we're going to have snow throughout the morning, but it's supposed to be tapering off, I understand, by noon today and then moving out of here. So I don't expect a whole lot more snow, and we'll probably have a lot of those warnings and advisories, and like you said, the snow emergencies in about every city around here. I'm sure they'll be canceled later on in the day.
Yeah, and we've got a lot of preparation in terms for that. Like we built a lot of stories around that on the news front. So we're going to say, talking about snow emergencies, kind of the process of the snow removal system. We built this entire newscast kind of centering around 3 to 6 inches of snowfall that we didn't get. So keep that in mind. So I guess we'll kind of give you some information on how snow removal works if we get more than 2 inches of snow. But along those lines, looking forward to the show and looking forward to getting rolling. And again, for all those joining in the lobby, for all those that have the day off work today in the education system, welcome to Huddle Up. So many ways you can join us and get involved in the conversation. And looking forward to hearing from Will Bolt. He had his preseason press conference here as they get set to embark on the MLB Network this weekend. Huskers on the MLB Network with an SEC matchup versus the Big Ten. So, yeah, should be a lot of fun.
All that and more is coming up. We'll get to that. Jim Purcell, who is the head of the local chapter for Pheasants Forever, he's going to join us a bit later on in the hour as they've got a big banquet, their annual banquet, which is coming up this Saturday at the Adams County Fairgrounds. That's coming up, so we're going to be talking about that. Again, if you'd like to join us, 402-834-1330 is the telephone number if you'd like to call in. 402-834-1330. If you'd like to chime in, maybe leave us a message on our social media sites. We're monitoring those comments as well. So as I mentioned, a lot of the schools are shut down today, taking a snow day. That includes Adams Central. Blue Hill is closed today. I see Christ Lutheran Elementary over in Juniata is closed. Donovan Trumbull is closed down today. Just some of the schools I see early. Franklin is going to be closed. Kearney Catholic schools are closed today. The Kearney Public Schools are closed. Kennesaw is closed. Minden is closed today. Red Cloud, Silver Lake, University of Nebraska at Kearney is closed today. Wilcox, Hildreth, Wood River, they're all shut down. We mentioned Adams Central. Hastings Public is. And I think I saw Hastings Catholic schools are also closed down today. So no one is having school today. We're working. Yeah, the morning guys are working here at Extreme Sports. Mike and Tyson, we're hammering it out here today.
You know, I'm going to be honest with you, and this is a true story. Like, I was in warm, cozy bed. It's super cold outside. I will say that we didn't get a whole lot of snow, but it's frigid, and I'm all covered up, nice and warm. My office is at best 8 feet away from my bedroom area. I struggled to get out of bed to roll over to the Western Studios to turn on this morning. I can't imagine what it would have been like had I had to actually go outside, start the car, do a little scraping. I'd have been 30 minutes late to the show. I just didn't want to.
You haven't lived in Nebraska very long, or what?
No,
this is what we do in February.
Yeah, I know. And you know what? It's getting harder and harder and harder and harder to do February in Nebraska. The older I get, I don't want to know what it's going to be like when I'm 40, because each passing year, as the grays start to come in a little bit thicker, and as the hair starts to fall out a little bit more, I get less and less and less ambitious about doing February in Nebraska. I want to be a snowbird.
I always thought that January was the worst month out of the year. You're saying February is?
By far.
I'm saying January is usually the coldest and snowiest month of the year, and I really hate January. We got into February and I thought, finally got through January, but now we're hit with February, and we've got snow. We've got snow, and we got the cold temps. Put yourself in my place. I've been through all these winters, and I'm like you. I say every year, what the hell am I doing in this state?
Yeah.
What the hell am I doing here? Why don't I just pack up and go down south like everybody else my age? Mm-hmm. Go down there and hang out with the snowbirds and just talk about what's going on at home.
Yeah, we could have done the show live on the road to Daytona. If we could be a little bit smarter about this. But here in February, I'm gonna put it in a nutshell for you. My observance over the course of 38 years of February in Nebraska, it is the shortest month on the calendar. It is the longest month to get through. Sports-wise, you have, you're ramping up and you're on the home stretch on the basketball side of things. But on the national front, your options are limited. Baseball hasn't started. Football's over. It's a long-ass month to get through. And it's also one of those where, mentally you're like, ooh, whew, we pushed through January. We're on the home stretch until spring. Oh, God, no. it's going to hit with like winter blast after winter blast. They call it like fake spring, and then you get acclimated to spring, and then you get hit with another winter blast. The temperatures are always worse in February than they are in January. At least they have been in the past. It's awful. And it's plus on top of that, it's this season of love crap that you got going on, and nobody pays attention to those who live in bachelor pads, and it's just a crappy month.
Yeah,
I hate
Friday.
February.
Friday is Valentine's Day. You're not excited about that?
Stupid holiday.
God. You can love your pillow. We're not taking the day off, by the way, just because it's Valentine's Day.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
Again, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning, huddle up at 7:10. Couple of notes from the sports scene. Michigan State head coach Tom Izzo has been trying to downplay being on the brink of breaking Bobby Knight's record for Big Ten Conference basketball wins, and perhaps he knew what was coming. Last night he had a chance to break the tie he's got with Bobby Knight. Last night, Indiana beat the 11th-ranked Spartans 71-67. Leaving Izzo with 353 conference victories to remain tied with Bobby Knight at the top of that list. Michigan State was actually an 11.5-point favorite in the ball game last night. They lost for the third time in 4 games. Indiana beating Michigan State last night by a score of 71-67. So Izzo and Bobby Knight still tied for the lead as far as the conference victories are concerned, the overall conference lead. So he'll get that. He'll get that. Izzo scheduled to take his team on the road this weekend. They're going to play at Illinois on this Saturday. So that's what's going on in the Big Ten Conference for basketball. Kevin Durant became the 8th player in NBA history to score 30,000 points. That's a lot of points. He hit the mark with a free throw late in the third quarter last night in the 119-112 loss to the Memphis Grizzlies. The 36-year-old Phoenix Suns forward has been voted to 15 All-Star teams. He joins LeBron James, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Karl Malone, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Dirk Nowitzki, and Wilt Chamberlain. In the 30,000-point club, Julius Erving also hit the mark when combining his points scored in the NBA and the old ABA. So congratulations to Kevin Durant. 30,000 points. Hell, that's a lot of points. Any way you slice it, that's a lot of points. Kevin Durant, 30,000.
Jeez.
So that happened last night. What else is going on? All the states' sports books in Nevada, they're happy. They made $22.1 million on the Super Bowl this year, according to the Nevada Gaming Control Board. The $22.1 million tops the $19.7 million that sportsbooks won on the Super Bowl when Seattle upset Peyton Manning and the Denver Broncos. So with the Chiefs not winning this week, Philadelphia beat them. The sports books, they cleaned up. Let's see, $151.6 million was bet on the Super Bowl. 20.1% decrease from last year's game, where they took in $190 million. Of course, the Super Bowl last year was in Las Vegas. So they took in $151.6 million, but they made $22.1 million out in the Nevada sports books. The lowest amount wagered on the Super Bowl since 2021, when $136.1 million was bet on the game between the Buccaneers and the Chiefs.
This is the lowest amount bet on a Super Bowl?
Yep.
Yeah, I see it, because that was a game that was really, there wasn't like an enticing line. There wasn't a whole lot of juice to go on to Kansas City, and you really didn't want to bet against a two-time defending champion, so you really didn't want to play Philly. The over-under line was right about where I thought it was going to be, and so you weren't going to like parlay it into anything. Yeah, I get why it's the lowest. Let's get some updates. By the way, we got Travelers 281 to Grand Island so far. Basically one lane through, east to west, not real good. Plows just getting out, and the high in Phoenix today is expected to reach 64 degrees, which is a hell of a lot better than -6. Yeah, I could go south. I could go south right about now.
I see Phoenix 76 on Sunday.
Yeah, that sounds pretty nice, doesn't it?
Well, that's why the Nebraska baseball team is going to be playing.
That's why we're down south.
That's why we're down south. They're not idiots.
Yeah, that's why we're down. And just a quick note on the weather stuff. It does look like it's going to continue throughout the day, and winds are going to pick up, which is going to kind of blow things over. So the winter storm warning, the advisories that are out, more so probably because of visibility issues when the wind picks up and kicks up that snow. So that's why they continue to be in effect as we wake up, and you're like a lot us. You look outside and you go, "What the hell did we call off all this crap for?" Because it is going to continue as we move along throughout the day. So,
the snow is really
wrapping up
light.
in the afternoon. Yep.
The snow is really light, so it's going to be blowing around a little bit today, and visibility could be poor in some locations. But like the Hastings Public Schools, visibility is not poor out on 9th Street,
Right.
7th Street, 12th Street. Yeah, I don't know why the in-town schools really called off school today, but
Because somebody else did.
because everybody else and the dominoes started falling last night, and we haven't had a snow day, and it's already February. We got these things built into the calendar. We might as well take it.
It's clockwork. It's clockwork. Grand Island takes off, and none of the Hastings schools want to be like the first one to call it, because once one does, then all of the other fingers are going to point and say, hey, they're not going to school. They're not going to school. They're being safe, and we need to be safe too. I don't think one superintendent in Hastings wants to be the first one to make that call. If anybody, it should be Adams Central. Should be the automatic get dibs to make the first snow day call, because they have that designation of being a school out in the country, and visibility, would be an issue out in that direction. They could get a pass, but the other Hastings schools, man.
I don't know.
School today.
We're
Let's
not
go.
in that position.
Go learn something.
We're not in that position.
Oh, hell no, we're not.
So anyway,
There's a reason for that.
there's again all the school. If you're just waking up and joining us in the lobby today, most of the schools in our immediate area are shut down today. So, which puts a real burden on the parents, because a lot of the parents have to go to work today. So now what do I do with my kids?
And then you've got some daycare operations that are
they
closed.
follow. Yeah, the daycare. A lot of them follow the school schedule. So if they're shut down, then daycare is shut down, which makes no sense to me. I'm not in that operation, but
Nope.
Why does daycare follow the public schools calendar? If they're shut down, that's when I need daycare, because I'm
Right.
going to work and my kids are not going to school. Mm-hmm. And if somebody can chime in, if they've got a different take on this, and chime in, leave us a message. But daycare, they should be open when the public schools or anybody is closed down. That's the time I need daycare, because I'm going to work and I can't take my kids to work. Mm-hmm. Well, I know some bosses, they just load up their kids and take them to work.
Take your kid to work day. Hell, it was take your kid to work day yesterday at the White House, so why not?
Okay, I didn't get that one.
Oh, it was Elon.
He brought his kids to the White House?
And they were just interrupting during a presidential press conference
Really?
the entire time.
I didn't see that.
And if it's anybody else, like, it's
Oh, Donald would have said something if it would have been anybody else.
right.
But Elon.
Anybody else, you're.
Hey, get this kid out of here.
Mm-hmm.
How did he get in here?
Yep.
So Elon Musk, he brought his kids?
Just little brats running around the way. It's a circus right now, dude.
Really?
It's an absolute circus.
What was
I
that
just shake my
yesterday's?
head.
That was yesterday's press conference?
Bill signing ceremony, something or other that was going on in the Oval Office. It's just,
And there was kids running all over the place?
Yep.
I got to check that out. It's got to be on YouTube somewhere. That's got to be on YouTube somewhere.
Yep.
That's great.
Just another day in the circus tent.
Yep. 7:19. Waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning. Again, Jim Purcell from the local chapter of Pheasants Forever. He's going to be joining us at about 7:30 this morning to talk about their big banquet coming up this Saturday out at the Adams County Fairgrounds. So looking forward to talking to my broadcast partner, Jimbo, get him on Huddle Up here today. We also will hear from the Husker baseball coach Will Bolt as the Huskers get ready to play their season opening series down in the desert in Arizona. To be windbreakers, maybe not even windbreakers.
No.
Temperature
76, that's shorts weather, man.
Yeah, shorts and flip-flops for the fans down there.
I'll go cover it if you want me to. Send me down,
God,
put me on the budget.
We should have taken off and went down there with them. Daytona qualifying today. It's in the 80s down in Daytona Beach. Daytona qualifying starts today for the big race coming up on Sunday, the Indianapolis 500. There's horse racing this weekend at Fauner Park. Right. Starts on Saturday. We're going to have some conversation about that on the show on Friday morning.
Weather not as favorable at Fauner Park as it is in Daytona and Arizona, but the ponies, a sure sign that spring is right around the corner. So run, baby, run. Run for the fun. Run for the fun at Fauner Park.
Oh, God, that season is about ready to kick off again, huh?
Oh, I'm so excited.
All right, 402-834-1330 is our telephone number. If you'd like to join us here today, 402-834-1330. A lot of our people are sleeping in today because they're involved with school.
Right. I was going to say.
You notice that?
The lobby's a little bit light today when you get to sleep in.
Well, because a lot of our people that follow the show are involved with the school system.
Yep, and wake up and get rolling at 7 a.m. and get their news, weather, and sports before they get out the door. And
notice they're not here today.
And it's a light lobby.
In fact, I don't see any school teacher or anybody associated with the school system. I don't see any of them in our lobby today.
Ryan has just chimed in with "Run the Damn Horse." Ryan's in the education system.
He's up.
He's got the day off. Run the damn horse, he says.
He's up.
He's moving.
Brian Martin. Yeah, he's involved with the school system.
Might have just put the AirPods in and
he probably did.
Slid on into the lobby.
I better see what those dorks are talking about today. All right.
It's us.
7:22, waking up with Mike and Tyson here this morning on Huddle Up. Good morning.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Lighting the way to financial success since 1946, Hastings Federal Credit Union is proud to be your trusted long-term financial partner. Also proud to bring you our local news update here on Extreme Sports. As a nonprofit financial co-op, the credit union is owned by the members who join, and joining, well, it's as simple as opening a primary savings account. And you can access your accounts wherever you go with mobile banking, bringing you financial peace of mind right from the palm of your hand, where you can securely and conveniently manage your accounts and loans at any time, from anywhere. Transfer funds, deposit checks, pay bills with bill pay, and quickly access those account balances to help you cover whatever little curveballs life throws your way with mobile banking today. One of the many ways you get to experience the credit union difference. That's Hastings Federal Credit Union, 707 North Marion Road, or online, hastingsfcu.org. Hastings Federal Credit Union is an equal housing lender. We start off this morning with the City of Hastings declaring a snow emergency that will continue through 7 p.m. today based on the latest winter weather forecast that is predicting a few inches of snow as well as extremely cold temperatures and some visibility issues with some high winds. During a snow emergency, no parking allowed on snow emergency routes during the time frame to give the snow plows room to work, although, again, with the about 2 inches of snow on the ground, not sure how many plows will be in effect here in the city. Vehicles in violation of the snow emergency subject to being ticketed or towed. Snow emergency routes include the downtown area. Now, while no parking is allowed on downtown streets during a snow emergency, downtown parking lots will remain open. Snow routes are marked with signs along the street, and a full list can be found on the City of Hastings snow removal page. Vehicles can return to a snow emergency route after the snow has stopped and plows have cleared the entire street where the vehicle normally parks. Now, as far as the snow removal is concerned, should the city get significant snowfall, here's a little bit background on how it works. The city applies a mix of salt and sand to city streets during and after winter snowstorm. Winter snow or ice storms to help keep roads safe for motorists. The salt then mixes with snow or ice to create a liquid solution that lowers the freezing temperature of the snow or ice on the road. The lower freezing temperature makes the street safer. The effectiveness of the salt depends on a lot of things, including air, ground, and pavement temperature. There's a science behind it. The amount of vehicle traffic, and of course, sunshine. Salt mixtures have proven to be more effective down to temperatures of 15 degrees. The city also mixes sand with their salt to help extend the life of the salt. Plus, the sand helps break up the snow and ice to get the liquid solution started. The sand has also been known to be helpful to improve traction. So just a little bit of background on the snow removal process from the city. Let's head to the state capitol, where the bill that we told you yesterday about retooling the school funding formula also proposes setting up a new school finance reform commission to study the state aid formula. And its first report would be due next December. Senator Wendy DeBoer has been a long such proponent of proposing a commission like this, and said that changing the state aid formula known as TIOSA without having a commission to follow how the changes are actually working is just inviting future problems. So more discussion on a long debated topic over at the state capitol, that funky school funding formula. TIOSA will continue to be debated over in Lincoln. 7:26. Let's swing it over to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Well, the Nebraska baseball team will open up the season this weekend at the MLB Desert Invitational in Arizona. Huskers will play UC Irvine in their season opener on Friday at 2. They'll also play games against Vanderbilt on Saturday at 7 and against San Diego State on Sunday at 6. Nebraska was 40-22 last year, 16-8 in the conference. The Nebraska basketball teams will be in action tomorrow night. The men will play Maryland at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Tip-off will be at 7:30 on BTN. The women will also play Maryland, but on the road. That one gets underway at 5:30, also on BTN. Hastings College basketball teams will battle Concordia tonight at Lynn Farrell Arena. The Bronco women are 18-6 on the season, 13-5 in the conference, and beat the Bulldogs earlier this season, 71-69 in Seward. The Bronco men are 3-20. They are 2-14 in the conference. They lost to Concordia, 101-82 in their first matchup. Women's game is at 6, with the men to follow at 7:45. Pregame coverage begins at 5:45 this afternoon on Extreme Sports. The Creighton men's basketball team saw its 9-game winning streak come to an end last night as the Jays lost to Connecticut 70-66 in Omaha. Creighton is now 18-7 on the season, 11-3 in the Big East Conference. They'll play at St. John's on Sunday. Tip-off at Madison Square Garden will be at 2 o'clock. The Adams Central boys basketball team hit 11 of 14 free throws in the fourth quarter to beat Minden 56-43 last night. Austin Vance led the way with 17 points. Landon Bulis had 14 for the Whippets. Adams Central now 13-7. They'll play at Lexington on Thursday. In the girls' game, Minden forced 31 Adams Central turnovers and beat the Patriots 62-28. The Whippets broke the game open by outscoring Adams Central 19-5 in the second quarter. Ava Katzberg had 9 points for Adams Central. Mila Emery and Maddie Camry had 18 points apiece for the Whippets. Adams Central has now lost 7 games in a row. They are 7-12 in the season and will also play Lexington on Thursday. And Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore has agreed to become the new head coach of the New Orleans Saints. Moore started his NFL coaching career as the quarterbacks coach for the Dallas Cowboys in 2017. He was their offensive coordinator in 2019 to 2022. From there, he moved on to be the offensive coordinator of the Chargers. That was in 2023 before taking the same position with the Eagles this season. That's a chunk in your sports headlines. 7:29 now on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Snow is falling around the area on this Wednesday morning, and it is brisk and chilly. 3 degrees is where we started off this morning, just at daybreak, with the wind chills below 15 below. Today, we'll still see another inch or two possible throughout the morning into the afternoon, bring us a total of about 3 to 6 inches. Wind chill values will stay on the bitter side. Overnight tonight, we'll see temperatures dipping down to about the -5 to -10 range, with wind chills down to -15 to -20. Thursday, the sunshine returns. We'll see a high of 24 and another chance for light snow as we head into the weekend.
Again, we have north winds at 10, producing a negative wind chill somewhere around 5 to 10 below zero this morning. Got some snow right now. It's 5 degrees in Hastings at Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the advanced funeral planning specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Vollen Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Extreme Sports has been bringing you the exclusive home of Hastings College Athletics, and we're just getting started. Thanks to our incredible sponsors and your support, Extreme Sports 2 has been a huge success. And now we're excited to announce the launch of Extreme Sports 3. With Extreme Sports 3, you'll get even more local sports coverage. Plus, 24/7 access to Sports by Line, where you'll hear the best in national sports talk. Whether it's Hastings College, high school action, or the latest from around the sports world, we've got it covered across all 3 streams. And don't forget, when we're not broadcasting games, join us weekday mornings from 7 to 8 a.m. for Huddle Up with Mike Will and Tyson Havronik. It's the perfect way to start your day with sports, news, weather, and great local interviews. So tune in, check out all 3 streams, and stay with us for even more sports coverage coming soon. Thank you to our sponsors for making it all possible, and to you, our listeners, for keeping Extreme Sports strong.
All right, Mike Will, Tyson Havronik with you on this Wednesday, the 12th day of February for 2025. So we get you up, get you going here today. Ryan Martin, he's chimed in. He says that he's actually up today. He's out snow blowing his driveway so his wife can go to work.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And you hear in the background the laughter, the familiar laughter of one Jim Purcell, who is joining us to talk a little bit about the Pheasants Forever. Mike, I'll turn it back over to you and your right-hand man here as we get set for a big banquet coming up.
Yeah, good morning, my man.
Hey, good morning. How are you guys doing?
We're doing great. How's the weather?
Well, that's pretty good. Ryan's out snowblowing so his wife can go to work. I'm sure he's going to have lunch ready for her when she gets off work. But there could be a little bit of snow for him to be pushing off the driveway today. It's come down pretty good with me and my new humble abode south of town. There wasn't any snow plows out when I came into town this morning, so it was a little sketchy. But they're out moving stuff around now, and boy, it's cold though.
Yeah, it's damn cold. It's damn cold. We're below zero, so if you're heading out, bundle up. Of course, take it easy on the roads. We brought Jimmy in. He's kind of in charge of the local chapter of Pheasants Forever. You got your big banquet coming up on Saturday. First of all, for the folks that don't know about Pheasants Forever, what's this organization all about?
We're a nonprofit organization, and we raise money to create habitat and stuff around. And I know that's one of the hot buttons that we always get questions. What do we do with all our money? Because there's just no birds around. And from when I was a kid growing up to now, things have definitely changed. The farm practices have gotten a lot bigger. Guys are, if there's a little bit of ground that they can put some crops in, they're going to. And there used to be a CRP program years ago, and that kind of went by the wayside. Just not enough money there to equal the crop money that the guys are hauling into the elevators. So it's kind of been a tough chore, a tough go of it. I will say that this year, in going out a couple of times with my dogs, did see some birds. Had some pretty good reports of guys that had gone out this year, and they've seen some pretty good numbers. So, they kind of say that if you have if you build it, they will come, so to speak, with the pheasants and that. But it's been slim pickings. But we try to provide an opportunity for some farmers to put some habitat in. We've got a availability to order habitat seed from Star Seeds down in Osborne, Kansas, and so just a fundraiser, and we put a lot of money into our youth. We do a youth mentor hunt every year out at Bunker Hill Farms, usually in the fall time of the year. Mike, you're familiar with that because I usually climb into the broadcast booth with about 30 seconds left to go till kickoff. And but no, we try to do a lot for the youth, and people that come to the banquet on Saturday night will see that the kids will have a greater opportunity to win more guns than the adults will Saturday night at the banquet.
Yeah, I was at the banquet last year. I plan on being there again Saturday night. Let's talk about the banquet. It's coming up on Saturday at the fairgrounds, right?
Yeah, exactly. 5:30 doors open. If everybody's familiar with the fairgrounds, you come in through the breezeway that separates the two buildings. We'll bring everybody in. Last year we had a little bit of an issue getting people in with the weather. It was fairly chilly that evening. We've made some changes, and we'll set the registration tables all the way to the end of the breezeway, so we'll be able to get a bigger number of people in the door. A lot of people just don't like to bring their heavy coats in with them, which I understand. So hopefully we can get them out of their vehicle and get them into the warmer breezeway, and then you'll work your way into the facility. And it's we've gotten bigger. I've been president now for 8-9 years now, probably. I took over for Scott Heinrichs, and we were over in the north building, which was a smaller building. I wanted to make it bigger, and we definitely have gotten there. We'll in the last couple of years, we've gotten up probably 650 people in there, and we've served food to about 450 to 475 people. So it's definitely grown. And we've got a lot of games, different things for the adults. Even the kids, play. The dads will come in and they'll have some cocktails and let the kids run around and play some of the games. But I had talked about the kids. 3 Point Tire, Terry and Damon Haynes have been a big part of this for about the last 4 or 5 years, and they are the sponsor for the youth guns. We've got 16 guns that will be given away to a youth, again, between the ages of 5 and 16. They can register at the table, and then we will give those guns away to them that evening. So they will have a group picture at the end with Terry and Damon, and so they've been a big part of our banquet. And I've got a good bunch of committee members that will be setting up around the ring there with several games. We've got a banquet gun with a couple of nice guns on there of choice. We've got some surprises in the live auction that I'm the only one that knows, so I'm pretty good at holding secrets. So we'll keep that until that night. Live auction will probably cap out at about 41 or 42 live auction items. We'll have a silent auction table. There's stuff there for the ladies. A lot of different items. We'll have a general raffle table. And good food, and we're lucky. We're down to our last year with Rod Strong from Bullseye after he turned the keys over to the Cadillac to the Mayor Jay Beckby. He is going to give his services to us one more year, so we will be having Rod and Skinny do the catering out there, and they've got brisket and chicken cordon bleu, green beans, cheesy potatoes. So a good meal, and Teresa Parr with the Wandering Well will be tossing the drinks around, and should be a pretty good time. You might be interested, Mike. We're going to have dollar beers for till the coolers run out, is what I've been told.
Teresa will be the most popular girl out there. She runs she runs the beer thing out there. She'll be the most popular girl in the whole place.
Well, she will be. Her and I talked yesterday, and she said that she wanted to know about tickets and whatnot. And I said, well, it really won't matter. I won't be able to get to your bar because that's where everybody congregates. It's a great big social event. We love everybody to come out. A lot of people don't see each other from year to year, and that is at our banquet. So a big social event. They will be gathered around there. I know that. I know how hard it is to get them to their seats. I'm the MC for the night, and it is tough to get people to a seat so we can kind of get the process started, getting into the stages of the live auction and that kind of stuff.
You're talking with Jim Purcell. He's kind of in charge of the local chapter of Pheasants Forever. Their big banquet coming up on Saturday at the Adams County Fairgrounds in Hastings. You talked about that live auction, Jimmy. It's not just hunting type of material on that thing. Like last year, you had an assortment of stuff that you had on the live auction that people can bid on and actually win.
Yeah, we were. I was pretty lucky. I had met John Cook at a fundraiser in Minden. I was doing the auction there and was lucky enough to get a volleyball last year for our banquet. Well, not knowing that he was going to pull the trigger on his retirement, I wish I would have ordered several in. But the minute that I tried to get some volleyballs autographed, they were already, their inventory was exhausted, and so I tried to get them around at the other sporting goods stores in Lincoln, and they were gone too. So unfortunately not going to be able to have a volleyball from the volleyball team. But yeah, we've got a pellet grill that Scott Friend has donated. Not sure of the brand or kind, but if anybody's familiar with his cooking, he's won several championships with his cooking ability and his seasonings that he has out at his store out there out east of town. He donates a smoker, and it'll be $1,000 to $1,500 smoker that he'll be donating. We'll be auctioning that off. We've got some Pheasants Forever items, of course. We'll have a couple of prints. We'll have a gun of the year through our national charter. We've got a dog kennel, some hunting stuff, and then I'm just trying to think. We've been real lucky here in the last few years. We've sold hats, and they call it a Mad Hatter game. And what it is we'll sell 12 three-point tire hats, and we'll have a really nice gun. You have to have a hat, though, to have an opportunity to win. It'll be a process of elimination when we get down to the end of the night. But that'll be some items there. We got some concrete from Consolidated Concrete that'll be donated. We've got a gift certificate from Husker Power for services done out there on engine work. Just trying to think. some of the other stuff. Just a huge variety of items, and as well as the silent auction, we've got a huge variety. There's some bottles of hooch that we'll have up there for the buying, and we'll have a prize tag to that, so you'll be able to buy a bottle of Jack Daniels that has a special etching on it. So we've got quite a bit of stuff. Last year there was kind of a surprise at the end of the night, and I almost wasn't able to pull that off. And you were there, Mike. You were kind of right in the front row for that ordeal.
Well, I know there's always a surprise or two out there, and this year will probably be no different. There'll be a couple of surprises this year that I'm sure we're not ready for, huh?
Well, there always is. You got to keep everything. It's a fun night, a fun event, and a lot of fun people, beautiful people that come out there and just have a nice night, socialize and everything. But I got engaged a year ago, and she was very, very sick, and I have heard through the grapevine that there may be one of our committee members that pops the question. I have not been told, but as we start setting up. We'll start setting tables and everything tomorrow night, and through the next couple of nights on Friday night and Saturday, we'll have everything situated. If people want to come out and browse around the items on Saturday, they can feel free. There will be guys around there kind of touching things up, but just a lot of games, a lot of fun. We used to have live dogs for an auction, and then that kind of got to be a tough deal because a lot of guys would go home with their kids and they'd have a puppy, and the wife would wake up the next morning, and that didn't go over very well. So we've kind of gotten away from that. But no, we like throwing a few surprises in, and it's always great having you and your wife and out there as you did last year. And I did. I think I told you this. I checked the basketball schedule a long time before. We're always the third Saturday of the month, but I checked it and I knew you were in town, so I knew we were good to go to have you out there. Yeah,
keep my table handy there. I'll be there as soon as the Broncos get done with Northwestern on Saturday. Let's talk about the tickets. You don't have to have advance tickets, right?
No, you don't. I've had some calls on that, and we've just kind of gone away from the pre-sale tickets. We never, we'd sell a handful of them. It's just more of a hassle getting them gathered back up and get them back in. So you can come to the door, buy your tickets. You don't need to be a Pheasants Forever member to attend. You can buy a membership there if you so choose. Those are, I believe, $35 now for a membership with Pheasants Forever. But they do send a lot of mailers out through the course of the year, so you don't need to. Don't freak out if you don't have a membership. You can come through the door, but the meals are $15 for kids, and the adults are $20. Pretty reasonable for a good meal, and they'll allow you to go back, and they'll make sure you get full. I know last year we opened it back up after everybody went through to go clean up additional food that they had left in the line. But so doors open 5:30. You can get your tickets right at the door. Meals again are $15 for kids, $20 for adults. And then as far as that, get ready to open up your wallets because there's a lot of opportunities to win some really cool stuff. Should just be a great night and a fun night. I know the weather looks a little sketchy right now, but that's the way Mother Nature works. It is the winter months. I know there's been some years that they've been moving snow in the afternoon on Saturday just to get people so they can park, and then we've had it to where people have been in short sleeves. So who knows what Mother Nature is going to deal to us.
All right, Jim Purcell with the local chapter of Pheasants Forever. Again, their banquet is coming up on Saturday at the Adams County Fairgrounds in Hastings. Always great to talk to you during the off-season, Jimbo. You're in rare form. It's always good to talk to you during the off-season here.
Well, it's good. It's such an honor to be on such a prestigious show. These big boys with ESPN, they don't have nothing on you. I listen as much as I can. With my job, I'm usually getting the truck and I'm headed out or just getting ready to, so it's kind of tough to catch the whole show. But you guys are doing great, and what you guys have done for Hastings in the high school and the college ranks, it's awesome. I'm glad to be a part of it come fall time. But I do listen to you. You are a busy man, and your wife is a widow when it comes to sports season during the winter months because you are gone all the time. But no, I know that the town of Hastings appreciates it, and all the sports fans. You guys are doing a great thing, and I really appreciate you having me on the show this morning.
All right, Jimbo, have yourself a great day, my man. Stay warm. We'll see you on Saturday.
Sounds good. We'll have your table warmed up for you.
All right, thanks. Jim Purcell again joining us from Pheasants Forever, the local chapter. Again, their big banquet, their big shebang is coming up on Saturday. It is a social event, by the way.
What a guy. I bartended at one point for a Pheasants Forever banquet, and I think that might have been Jimmy's first or second year at the Reigns, and I was behind the bar for the event. So it is a great event. When he talks about the food, oh my God. You can't go wrong. Rod does a tremendous job, and really good to hear that he gets to or is going to do that for one more final time for the gang. He always puts on just a great spread, and so yeah, food is excellent. Drinks are cheap, and it's just a lot of fun with a lot of good individuals. And like you mentioned, the part for the youth. Whether it's youth mentor hunts or education programs that they help them get put through, and just having things available for auction for the youth, that has ensured that the programs like Pheasants Forever will continue here in the area, and will continue to stay strong as well. So hoping that they have a good banquet come Saturday.
All right, 402-834-1330 is our telephone number. If you'd like to join us on anything that's on your mind today, sports related or not, give us a call, 402-834-1330. If you'd like to chime in, maybe leave us a message on one of the social media sites. We're monitoring those comments as well. The Nebraska baseball team, we're dealing with snow today. We're dealing with frigid temperatures. Hey, the baseball season starts this weekend. Huskers are going to be playing in the MLB Desert Invitational down in Arizona. They're going to play UC Irvine in their season opener on Friday at 2. They'll also have games against Vanderbilt on Saturday at 7 and against San Diego State on Sunday at 6. Caught up with Husker head coach Will Bolt yesterday. He says the strength of this year's team might be the depth on the team.
Yeah, I think that's always the age-old question before every year, right? It's like, the depth's better this year, I think that's just by nature. We feel like it is. We want it to be. I feel like because we have so many returning players that weren't just role players last year, that were everyday players, you have a sense of what they can do. And then we've seen them play in high-pressure situations, obviously. We see how they respond to that. So you name all those guys, we could roll an entire lineup out the same almost. Obviously, Josh Caron's, big shoes to fill, but then you also have a bunch of guys that we don't talk about as much that have played really, really well too, that give you options. Ultimately, what I'd like to have is, at least 5 or 6 guys that are entrenched. I think you need to have that. You need to have guys that establish themselves as everyday players, and when they do that, they're just consistent over the course of the year. And then you've got some spots maybe in there, 3 or 4 of them, that you can kind of mix and match and play some matchups and defense and some of those things. So I feel like we've got that offensively and on the mound. At the end of the day, we're going to end up riding, a few guys that show that they can help us win.
And the coach went on to say that they'll learn a lot about this year's team after this weekend's opening season series.
Well, you learn every time you go out, that's for sure. But right out of the chute, playing these type teams, it's kind of like last year. I thought, we left the weekend 1-2, but I felt awfully good about our team. Not that we played close and lost, but just that there were some moments there that didn't pass us by that the other team just took advantage of. And so I feel like we're gonna find out a lot, but it doesn't define our season either. I think we just have to stay very consistent in what we do. And we have a veteran club. We have a bunch of guys that have seen it, have been there and done that. And, but they understand also that it's a new season as well. So we'll learn a lot, just like we do any weekend. But certainly playing in that type of venue against those opponents that we're going to play this weekend, starting with Irvine especially, we'll learn a lot pretty quick.
So the Huskers season about ready to get underway. Again, they'll be at the MLB Desert Invitational in Arizona. Games Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
There you go. And starting off Saturday, MLB Network will have the coverage of the Huskers-Vanderbilt matchup, and really looking forward to that. That's, of course, an SEC powerhouse, and excited to see what Will Bolt and the gang can do with the pitching staff that he's got ready to roll, the rotation. He talked a little bit about that yesterday, and sounds like it's a pretty deep squad, and they've got good cover everywhere, and hoping for another step in the continued maturation here of this ball club. So we'll see what Bolt can do. And I got a few updates, by the way, over in Grand Island. The city police department actually just posted about 20 minutes ago in regards to the city streets. 511 has Grand Island all covered at the moment. So as the snowplows get out this morning, we can sit here and we can look out our left window all we want, and the reality of the situation is you've got a snowpack in completely one lane as the plows get moving this morning up on 281. So do take time to get to destination safely. Drive with the drive appropriately for the conditions, as they say, and give those plows some time to get things moving as we continue to move along throughout the day. But yeah, up north in Grand Island, all the city streets are completely covered at the moment, and plows are out in effect, so the snow emergency remaining in effect up to our neighbors to the north.
All right, 7:55 now on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Local news this hour brought to you by the Hastings Federal Credit Union, where they have been at the heart of the community since 1946. And community is at the heart of everything they do. With a convenient drive-up 24-hour ATM and a friendly staff that knows each member by name, why would you go anywhere else? That's Hastings Federal Credit Union, 707 North Marion Road, or online at hastingsfcu.org. Hastings Federal Credit Union is an equal housing lender. City of Hastings declaring a snow emergency that will continue through 7 p.m. tonight based on the latest winter weather forecast that is predicting several inches of snow that will continue throughout the early morning hours today, as well as extremely cold temperature and high winds. No parking allowed on snow emergency routes during the above time frame. That will give the snowplows room to work. Vehicles in violation of the snow emergency are subject to being ticketed or towed. The snow emergency routes will include the downtown area. While no parking is allowed on downtown streets during a snow emergency, downtown parking lots will remain open. Snow routes are marked with signs along the street, but a full list can be found on the City of Hastings snow removal page. Vehicles can return to a snow emergency route after the snow has stopped, and plows have cleared the entire street where vehicles normally park. Let's head over to the state capitol to catch you quickly up on a bill we talked about yesterday in regards to the TIOSA school funding formula. One of the things I remissed yesterday is that bill that we discussed also proposes setting up a new school finance reform commission to study the state aid formula, and its first report would be due in December. Senator Wendy DeBoer, who has been a long proponent of such a commission, said that changing the state aid formula, known as TIOSA, without having a commission to follow how changes are working is just creating and inviting future problems. It's now 7:58, 2 minutes till 8 o'clock. Let's hit back to the East Side Studios. Mike, what's going down in sports?
Well, the Hastings College basketball teams will be in action tonight against Concordia at Lynn Farrell Arena. Women's game will be at 6. The men to follow at 7:45 tonight. We'll have coverage beginning at 5:45 this afternoon here on Extreme Sports. The Creighton men's basketball team, they saw their 9-game winning streak come to an end last night as they lost to UConn 70-66 in Omaha. Creighton will play at St. John's on Sunday. The Adams Central boys, they hit 11 of 14 free throws last night in the fourth quarter, held off Minden 56-43. Meanwhile, in the girls' game, Minden forced 31 turnovers and beat the Patriots by the score of 62-28. Adams Central's basketball teams will play at Lexington on Thursday. And again, in the NFL, Philadelphia Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore has agreed to become the new head coach of the New Orleans Saints.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
Snow's falling around the area on this Wednesday morning, and it is brisk and chilly. 3 degrees is where we started off this morning, just at daybreak, with the wind chills below 15 below. Today, we'll still see another inch or two possible throughout the morning into the afternoon, bring us a total of about 3 to 6 inches. Wind chill values will stay on the bitter side. Overnight tonight, we'll see temperatures dipping down to about the -5 to -10 range, with wind chills down to -15 to -20. Thursday, the sunshine returns. We'll see a high of 24 and another chance for light snow as we head into the weekend.
North winds at 10 miles per hour as you wake up and get going this morning. We're at 5 degrees. The wind chill down around 10 below at Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
Conant Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Conant Auto Care is here for you.
All right, Mike Willis, Center Vronic with you on this Wednesday morning as we get you out the door, or in a lot of people's instances today, as you have your second cup of coffee at the morning breakfast table because you don't have to go to work.
Or as you're just literally quite waking up right now and slowly getting out of bed because you don't have to be anywhere. Oh, it's a good feeling. I miss it. Yeah, welcome. As we
you're
finishing touches on the show.
Yeah, we're putting the finishing touches on our show. We got here on time. You can listen to everything that we had on the show, though. You can go back to our social media sites, get the podcast, listen to the show again. Even on Roku TV, there's a spot there you can click on and listen to the show again. So if you're just waking up, just getting out of bed, you can listen to the show because we've virtually come to the end of the show.
Virtually. Let's set your TV guide. By the way, I know you scoffed at it yesterday when I was talking about if you were a neutral, if you want to try to get somebody into the soccer, watch Man City Real Madrid. If you didn't watch it, you missed a hell of a game. I would highly encourage anybody to go to YouTube and pull up just the highlights of that matchup. My goodness, what a back and forth affair yesterday. We've got more Champions League soccer at 2. I'm going to set your day for you for sports fans, for those who don't have to get out and get going. You can catch more Champions League soccer on Paramount Plus as AC Milan, the home of Christian Pulisic, the left winger for Team USA. He is going to be shining in the spotlight as they take on Feyenoord. That is a 2 o'clock start time on Paramount Plus. You can also then catch a little Four Nations hockey, which is getting underway today. The Four Nations face-off. Canada, Finland, Sweden, USA, all taking part in the international break. And Canada and Sweden will be the first to lead off as they face off at 7 p.m. Listen, I know how much we're going to talk about NASCAR on the show. I am getting my sports in, damn it.
Yeah, NASCAR is tonight. NASCAR starts their qualifying
It's
tonight.
not on my TV guide. I don't know where it is.
Why is that? I think it's on Fox tonight or FS1.
Do I have to add that?
You need to add, NASCAR racing because there's qualifying. There's qualifying for the Daytona 500. It starts tonight, and then it rolls all week long.
It's not on my. I mean, it can be. I can add it to my TV guide.
You better add that to your TV guide.
That feels weird.
That's what's going on. again, a lot of the schools shut down today, so keep that in mind. If you don't have your kids up and rolling by now, you're probably not going to school anyway.
That's right.
God, it's 8 o'clock. Little Johnny rolling in at 8:15, but there's no school today.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we'll be back again tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock, bright and early here on Extreme Sports. Hopefully it'll be a better day for you tomorrow. But if you're off to work today, that's all right. It's all right. Hope you enjoy your day. We'll do it again tomorrow morning at 7. Thanks for joining us on Extreme Sports.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports, Central Nebraska's new home for sports. Join